Well, indeed, according to WikiLeaks, BP averted another oil rig disaster around a year and a half ago. This time it was in Azerbaijan. Leaked US cables saying that an oil platform operated by BP there suffered from a major well blowout and gas leak, saying that the British energy giant was actually very lucky that it managed to evacuate its 212 workers safely. Now, just speaking of WikiLeaks, it has unraveled challenges to computer security and privacy issues in cyberspace. So what are some of the top security concerns to watch out for? Let's put that question to Craig Scroggie. He's Managing Director of Symantec in the Pacific region. Craig, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Let's, well, what does it highlight here? And, what are people doing and what are the lessons being learnt?
The WikiLeaks example really goes some way to reinforce a challenge that organisations have faced for some time. The confidentiality and security of client records, employee information. It's not a new issue. Organisations have been struggling with the challenge of protecting that confidential information for some time. And what this example has done, it's really raised the community's awareness on how easy it is, even for very sensitive and confidential information, to make its way into the public domain. The key concern for many CEOs and government leaders is not the legislation that happens to be breached when we get these leaks. It's more the brand or the reputational damage that it does to the institution as a result of their confidential information leaking out into the public.
Craig, it's your job to stay one step ahead of the hackers out there. Are you able to do that? Because it seems that we're getting more and more sophisticated hack attacks.
The attacks are getting more sophisticated. It generally really reflects the mood of the community, and that is more people are buying, shopping, trading online. We're doing more online every quarter on quarter than we have before, and certainly what that does, it brings more people to the community of online trading. Cyber criminals know this, and therefore fraud and identity theft online is a very, very lucrative business. So there's a lot of money to be made from these organised crime groups trading in identities, passports, credit card information. Now, there are many things that individuals can do to protect their personal and confidential information, as organisations can do to protect the information of which they are the custodians of. In the workplace today, many of us would be experiencing this phenomenon of the consumerisation of IT. Employees are bringing lots of different third-party devices. We've got iPhones and iPads, any type of tablet device. The more of those devices that come into the workplace, the greater challenge it creates for an organisation to secure its information. We regularly see employees emailing confidential information from their work device to their personal device, and at the same time the challenge increases because we see those individuals bringing their personal and confidential information and putting it on company devices. So the lines between home and work continue to blur, and that makes the challenge of protecting confidential information greater.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Stuxnet this year, and there's talk that this came from something which could well have been sponsored by a nation state. According to WikiLeaks, again, Google getting an attack from hackers in China. Again, there was talk that there was a national element to that, national governmental backing for it as well. When we get state actors getting involved, isn't it all game over?
What we have seen most recently, and the Stuxnet attack that you referred to, was attack on critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure protection is certainly becoming a very, very important issue. Now, that attack on the power plant wasn't the first time we've seen an attack on critical infrastructure in our region or anywhere around the world for that matter. That was a very sophisticated attack. It required a lot of expertise to be able to create that very specialised software code, and we are certainly seeing an increase in those types of attacks. To your second point, more and more that information and secrets of any nation are becoming a point of interest for people, and we've seen companies and governments information breached as a result of other nations seeking to learn more about their counterparts.
Craig, we're out of time, but thank you very much indeed for joining us. Craig Scroggie there, joining us from Sydney, from Symantec, talking about cyber security. Right up next, an investigation into Australia's five-star hotels reveals some